Hello everyone, this is Naresh IAS Academy digital platform for the IAS mains exam. Now I am going to discuss next topic on IAS mains general studies question paper 2, as I have committed to cover entire question paper in 20 days through the 20 videos. You may contact for offline classes. We are running at the Jaipur center. And you may also connect our answer writing session. Today I will discuss important topics which are mentioned by UPSC in syllabus. This is the development process and development industries and role of the different agencies. Important topic. Development process. How to cover or the how to understand the topic, this is the challenge. There are two dimensions of development process in India. This is the traditional model. Traditional model of development, in which we will discuss the bureaucratic structures of development. Second is the new models. The model covers role of SHGs, self-help groups, NGOs, civil society, donor agencies and the charity organization. Then this is our topic, very important topic. Every year UPSC have asked one question from this topic. So it is a great challenge how to cover this topic and how can we arrange study materials, content for the topics. I will only suggest some approach to cover the topics, and for detailing you may contact. There is a traditional model of development in each country. Every government maintain a large bureaucratic structure through which government takes responsibility for socio-economic development of their peoples and country. And this model is also working in India since the independence. But recently it have analyzed, and as a conclusion we can say the model have not successful to attain the socio-economic development goals. So that's why it have become least weightage models of development. So now you have to identify what are the shortcomings and drawbacks of bureaucratic models. Definitely there are some points I will suggest you. The job security for any person and without performance to continue their services till the retirement, and there is no strict rules for termination, though against those officials are not caring their systems and the peoples, and are not taking any kinds of accountability for the socio-economic developments. Then job security, higher salaries, no strict termination policy and no performance based evaluations of the bureaucracies. So the government already have studied the system. We cannot achieve or we cannot enter into India in a take-off stage so that we can attain the Millennium Development Goals which have identified the international agency or the UNDP. The bureaucratic structures have become a great barriers before the socio-economic development of India. So then I suggest you have to identify the various aspects of this model, what are the shortcomings and how can we remove or enhance the capacities or abilities of bureaucratic system. And at the global level, the government of any country have did some work in this direction. If such kinds of efforts have been taken, definitely we must suggest for the government of India too. Second is, there are emergence of the new models or the new approach of socio-economic development, in which we must study about the social help groups, non-governmental organizations, the donor agencies and the charity organization. And the one more debate about this, is government of India reducing its responsibilities or maintaining a distance from the socio-economic development while emphasizing the role of these organizations. Absolutely, government is trying to shift some responsibility regarding socio-economic development for these organizations, but exactly we cannot say this is a intentional process of government to uh, keep away from the socio-economic development responsibilities, because in the so many countries the new approach have been considered for this. For example, geographically India is a large country and we have a large size of the population, so it is not possible the only government is or only government can take the responsibility for the all kinds of development. So definitely we requires some agencies to work along with the governments. And second is, what are the self-help groups, how are they formed and how they are regulated by the governments, and what kinds of initiatives have been taken by the SHGs, and since the independence how many SHGs are working in India and what are their achievements in educational sector, health sector, development, the rural development, for the women empowerment and different schemes under the women empowerment for targeting the small girl children and the widow women. SHGs mainly government of India are emphasizing, and SHGs are linked with the governments. Through the governments, these associations are getting direct fund from the development bank or the government banks. And the one more question have arose here, the validation or legality of SHGs is doubtful. There are so many SHGs are getting funds from the government, but they are not doing well and they are not registered, even they are beyond the regulation or supervision of the government organization. That definitely if there is any kinds of questions of the validation or their legalization, it must be considered or government should take action against them. So then SHGs versus the government's role, the validation and legalization of SHG is another aspect, and what kind of responsibility we can shift from the government side to the SHGs, and how much extent government should depend over the SHG. The second agency is the NGOs, non-governmental organization, or along with the civil societies. Definitely NGOs and civil societies are playing a vital role along with the governments, and can it be possible to provide basic facilities to the public, or we can say the NGO may be a alternate to the governments or the public services? No, it is not possible, because government never will transfer or shift its law and order maintaining authority and to regulate or controlling all these organizations to NGOs or any kinds of these agencies. Definitely we can say only these organizations are in a assistance role. NGOs are also providing some educational service to the weaker section or underprivileged section of the society. Even government is running schools, college, universities, but through the NGOs we can minimize, we can reduce some responsibility of government in the educational sector. But on that basis we cannot say NGO may be a best alternate to the public services. This is not true in India. Definitely this is our necessity to take help from NGOs and civil society. So we must strengthen the NGOs. And another aspect of regarding the NGO is NGOs are getting more funds from the international agencies or the government of India. Definitely their role must be evaluated and observed in the Indian context. Are they working in the proper direction, or are they targeting the objectives determined by the governments, and government are controlling these organizations or not? It is another aspect. Second is the role of donor agencies like the Japani development banks and the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. In the 21st century, India is a part of globalization, and so many international government agencies are providing financial assistance to government of India or the SHG and NGOs. But in case of the donor agencies, they prepare some plans for targeting the specific section of society. The donor agencies never targeting the participation of the whole community or the entire community. This is definitely a question. The donor agency never provides too much funds so that all the members of the entire community could be a part of this. For example, Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation have provided some financial aid to targeting women above the age of 60, or sometimes women above the age of 60, and the widow women. They are not covering the women under the different categories only. So this is a matter before the donor agencies. We cannot manage the all communities because the size of community is too much large, and the members of peoples of these communities are in the millions. So definitely the donor agencies are playing limited role, and their role must be considered or are respectable for India. And there are some charities and the other development bank like the Asian Development Bank and the World Development Bank. They are also providing some fund for the socio-economic development, for the sanitation, cleaning the rivers, and for the forestation, and for caring of the small children, basically the small girl children. So the new model covers so many agencies, organizations, and in future the models may enlarge its scope, and we have to compare the new models and the traditional model of socio-economic developments. Then in future we required both of the models so that we can attain the all the Millennium Development Goals imposed by the UNDP before India, and this is our target. Anyhow, we have to enter into India in a developed stage. For this, whenever and whoever can help India, we must respect and we must be mentally ready for getting any kinds of supports. There are so many questions before the process of development and the development industries, and over the time government should evaluate, government should revise its schemes, and government should take new initiatives. What kind of initiatives are taking by the different government at the international level, and if these models are viable or relevant in Indian circumstances, they must be considered. Okay, so this is the topic. You must cover or prepare the topic in this way, and definitely I can say in that approach you may cover the previous year all the questions asked by UPSC in GS paper 2, and in future we can make our mind for targeting such questions, expected questions or the potential questions. Thank you.